Hey guys, my name's Amanda. I'm a cruise ship employment specialist. I worked on ships for a decade and then went into cruise ship recruitment for another 5 years after that. And last year, I started my own company called GetALifeAtSea.com, where now I help adventurers just like you get paid to travel the world. Today, we're going to be talking about what you can do during the holiday season to put yourself in a better position to gain a cruise ship job. So let's get started. So tip number one. During my last video, this kind of isn't a tip, but in my last video, I talked about the fact that most cruise lines have a blackout hiring period of December 8th to January 8th, typically. And that's because it's very expensive for them to move crew during that time period. So what they tend to do is not hire anyone during that little 4-week period. So what you can do, because now we're inside that December 8th to January 8th time frame, is you can do some really specific things to put you in a much better position to gain a cruise ship job. So tip number one, and I'm going to talk about a few specific positions as well. Tip number one has to do with retail sales. If you are someone that is interested in gaining a retail sales position on board, what you can do right now during the holiday season is get out there and apply to gain employment as a seasonal employee with a high-end retailer. Now, most cruise lines for retail positions require 1 to 2 years of retail experience, but they also like to see really high-end experience as well, like Holt Renfrew, Ralph Lauren, like that kind of thing. Now, maybe if you're in general retail right now, you don't necessarily have that high-end experience. So this is a great time during the holiday season to gain employment at those very high-end shops as a seasonal employee. So if you're into retail sales, I definitely recommend that. And especially, of course, all of these shops need extra help during the holiday season. Now, the next position, or tip number two, I'm going to talk about comes with regards to youth staff. Now, I did talk about in my last video the fact that sometimes cruise lines will have last-minute openings for seasonal youth staff within the blackout period of December 8th to January 8th. That can still happen. So if you are a youth staff with 1 to 2 years of experience working with youth or teens in a large organizational setting ashore, you can still apply to the cruise lines that have seasonal openings during this Christmas holiday season. But if you're finding that you're not hearing back from anyone, what I would recommend is that you go out there and either gain a seasonal position as a day camp instructor or winter camp instructor, and or apply for a lot of those camps. Obviously, school is out in the next week or so in a lot of places, so this is a great time to gain additional experience with youth shoreside so that when positions open again as of January 8th, that you have even further experience on your resume. So number three has to do with cruise staff, cruise activity staff. These are the people that facilitate activities for all of the adult passengers on board. What cruise lines like to see for that role is 1 to 2 years of experience hosting and leading and organizing large-scale events, as well as emceeing. And that is really varied. So what is great around this holiday season is there are a lot of events, parties, themed activities and stuff like that. You can go out and get a seasonal position helping with those events and or definitely volunteer. And what you really want to be looking at is options for gaining more MC experience. So introducing different events and people and activities, leading different games and things like that, karaoke. So this holiday season is a great time to do that for crew staff. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about photographers. So again, most cruise lines require 1 to 2 years of either studio or freelance experience when it comes to photographers on board. So what you can do right now is get some more freelance work. There are tons of families out there looking for, holiday portrait shots, different events and parties and things. Get out there, either freelance in charge or volunteer. And there's also, of course, lots of extra studio work happening right now with regards to, pictures with Santa, all that kind of stuff. So again, really what I wanted to talk about here is the fact that There are specific roles like retail, youth staff, crew staff, and photo, as well as I'm sure many others on board, where you can use this holiday season to either seasonally gain employment or volunteer to put that extra experience on your resume. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this information. If you haven't already taken my free quiz letting you know if you're ready for a life at sea in 30 seconds or less, be sure to check that out at getalifeatsea.com/cruise ship quiz. Of course, you can check out my website for more information at getalifeatsea.com. And be sure to check out all my other social media platforms. I'm on YouTube. There's great information there, tons of tips and info about how to get started. You can search me anywhere by searching Get a Life at Sea. Also check out my Facebook page. I've got live crew interviews there as well as great postings. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Google+, LinkedIn, just everywhere under Get a Life at Sea. And of course, just as a reminder, I also do offer free 15-minute Skype discovery calls if you are really, really serious about getting started today and working your way towards a life at sea. So thanks so much, guys, for spending some time with me, and we'll see you next time.